Hello everyone. In the last episode, we started with this brand new city in City Skylines 2. Until now, we have reached more than 10,000 population. With the growing population, we also need to manage our city finances, and that will be our main focus for today's episode. But first of all, I would like to thank all of you for amazing response to my last video. I'm truly humbled, and warm welcome to all the latest subscribers. If you missed the first episode, then don't worry. You can catch up later. I will leave the link in the top right corner and also at the end of the video. Today, we will focus on building some additional industries and try to increase our earnings. We'll also add docks and place a cargo harbor in our city. So without further ado, let's begin with our today's episode. We started with placing this residential zone first. We also place this industry, and in the center we have landfill. We also have this farms and also some forestry. So first we will build some roads around this seashore, and in City Skylines now there are no quays, but you can build roads just next to this seashore and use it as quays. So for that we will need to buy some tiles first, and we have 17 tiles. So we will buy all the tiles around the corner so that we have all the seashore and we can build roads around it. So I guess that is enough. We still have 7 tiles left. So now we can focus on this part first. Let's level this land before we start building. So my plan is to add few docks just in front of this part. Okay, so now we will need to build some roads first, and we can delete this industry on this part. So I will just delete all these buildings, and we will also need to delete roads and pathways. So first I have just removed all the zoning so buildings don't spawn, and then we can just bring a road. Let's also delete these buildings and then also remove the zoning. Now before going ahead, let's upgrade these roads to 4-lane roads. And we will continue with these 4-lane roads. So let's just go straight first. So I want to go diagonally so we can align this with the road coming from the center. Let's also delete these buildings, and we will connect this road with the center road, and then we can just create a square so we have parallel roads, and we also get a boundary where we have to build our docks. I'll just take this road diagonal. And we will extend these roads. I will just quickly skip this part, and we have just added roads on the border. So we will of course have to refine it, and we will delete some roads and then later change it to the quays. I will also show you how you can add roads as a key. There are few different ways, but again it's a tedious process than having a key. Okay, so this curve looks good. Now here we will just bring our 2-lane roads, and we will first bring some small roads so that we get an idea exactly where we want to place our docks. So we can just extend the land. So we will use the landscape tool and we will add some land. We will also try to keep the brush size small because I don't want to disturb the texture which is already there in the water. So yes, we have extended the land. Now we will extend these roads and we will just create a skeleton where we want to place our dock. And this looks good. Now we can do the similar thing on the side. We will also flatten the land here. So I guess this looks good. So we have flattened the land. Now we can add the roads here. Just this L shape looks better. Of course, I have took some inspiration from Google as well. Let's connect these roads. So it's okay if we have some gap left between the grids. We can fill those with our pathways. Now let's bring some land here as well. Here I want to place cargo harbor, and for that we need to purchase few tiles. So I'm planning to face it on the right side. So we can just bring a perpendicular road from this main road. First of all, we will need to unlock. So we'll go into development points, and for water, we can unlock the transportation. And here we have now normal harbor and cargo harbor. We also have this passenger ship line and cargo ship route tool. So we can place it here, but I guess it will interact with the path for ship navigation. So maybe it will be better if we place it horizontally rather than placing it vertically. So just let's delete this, and we will extend the land on this side. If you can see, the texture on the bottom is now disturbed, so it's better to go slow. we will just add a dedicated road for this cargo harbor. So this is good. The pathways are already connected. Now we need to add the route. So we have connections which are at the end of the map. So those outside connections we will place for one side, and for other side we will place the other connection on the other end of the map. So ships will start coming on cargo harbor. This looks okay. Now let's work on our keys. So there are a few different ways I figured out. A few things worked for me, so I will just try to demonstrate you those. So we will just first adjust the land. And now we can delete these roads. Now here we have this elevation, so we will reduce this elevation step to 1, and we also have this meter height which we can check, and we can keep it between 0 to 3.75 or sometimes 5. But it depends on what kind of land you are building, and for me sometimes it works. So here right now I have kept it 0. If I adjust the land little bit and try to flatten it, it will create, and there you can see the zoning is only on one side. That means the other side will be a key. Let's flatten the land. So basically if you have some difference between the levels or difference between those two land masses, then you can use those as a key. And you can also do this. So you just delete the road and slightly push the land inside. And now here you can see I am adjusting the height to 3.75, which brings it on the ground level, and from there I can easily connect it to the next connection. Now on this side we'll do the similar thing. So first we will clear up this extra land, and here you can see this white line is the sea level. So we will just bring it where we need the road, and if we bring the road, it directly connects. You can easily notice it from the zoning, because zoning is always shown on one side. So now here also I will adjust the land a bit, and it's also connected quite easily. Of course later on we will remove all this land. There is also this another way. So you can pull the land little bit which is on the sea level, and then you can create a step between those two land masses. And also make sure you remove this water. When you level this water, you don't have to unpause the simulation. The water will disappear. Now if you see, they are on two different steps. So here if you bring it forward, it connects easily. Also those corners we will connect it later once we work on these 4-lane road keys. Now we will remove this. We'll also try the similar thing on this side. This will be our last connection. So I have nicely straightened all this, and you can see here. So sometimes you will struggle, and you will see here I don't have zoning on both the sides, but now I have the zoning on both the sides. And if you face the same issue, then you can just try to pull the road a little bit ahead like this. So you will try to extend the connection and it will easily form. So you will have to try it once or twice, and after few attempts you will get used to it. Here also, if you see, initially it's showing the zoning on both the sides, but look what happens when I extend this beyond the road. Now here on the sweet spot, it just shows the zoning on one side. So that way you can create your beautiful road plus keys. Okay, so now the ships are coming to our harbor, and overall this is looking really nice. This is a quite huge harbor. We also have some docks where we will place a few industry buildings. And now I think it's a time to revamp this industry area. There are a lot of buildings placed randomly. So let's delete the right side. So we will delete this entire area. I have removed the zoning for all these buildings. Now I will delete all of them. It's so easy to delete all these buildings together in City Skylines 2. Okay, so now we have deleted all these roads and buildings. Now we will just make this connection better. So we will add a smooth curve, and let's place a roundabout on this part. We'll also add one road which will connect on this part. And let's add another connection on our 4-lane road. Now here we are placing a stone mine, and we will add the zoning for it. So I have just placed the zoning for now. We will need to adjust it a little bit more. Here also we have some place to add some forestry industry. And our landfill is also quite getting full. So we have this incineration plant, and that's a huge building. Also we have to see for our budgets because our expenses are quite a lot. So let's reduce these expenses by reducing the budget. So you can see we have reduced the budget to 300,000. Now we will unlock the incineration plant from this progression page. So let's place this incineration plant in this part just in front of landfill so that we can transfer the waste quickly. So I have deleted all the roads and also industries. Definitely we are deleting a lot of industry, but of course we can add whenever we have more demand. So here I am placing this incineration plant. Find a good location for it, and I guess this seems okay. quite a huge building, so in front of it let's add some roads and pathways, and we will put down some more buildings there. So we'll remove the zoning first. Also let's add parking. We'll add a small parking lot. Now let's add some industrial zone for this building. We'll remove one zone for now. By the way, this incineration plant also requires electricity connection, and for that we will provide an underground electric connection to our transformer. So transformer is placed here, we will just connect it. Here we will add some roads on our docks, and also we will create some piers. Of course we don't have any ships or props, but we will just place them anyways. So I'm making small zones for buildings so they have some gap between them and they are not all connected together. Let's also add curve to this road, and now it looks better. Now next we will add few farms. So we have this vegetable farm, and we also have some extra fertile land, so we will remove this industry, and here I will add a vegetable farm. I will just place the zoning quickly. We'll place another one just next to it. Also we will delete this old one and we will add a grain farm. I want to utilize the maximum space of this fertile land, so we will add one livestock farm, and here we will again add the same one. Now we have around 6 farms, so let's adjust the zoning for all of them. You can extend this zoning as per your wish, and you can also turn off the snapping and only keep the road snapping on. This will help in adjusting the zoning, since the zone will automatically attach to the nearest road. Also you can extend the zone in limited space only. You get the circle as you can see in this yellow line, so you can't go beyond that certain boundary. Also sometimes you might feel troubled on the corners or on the curves, so once you do it several times you will get a better idea. So you just go with the small chunks of zones, so they will adjust easily. Also once you connect it with the road snapping, you can try to move it along the road, and once it turns blue you can just leave the zoning there. You can see I am doing the similar thing. They automatically adjust with the nearest zone. You can also keep the second option on, where it connects or it snaps with the closest geometry. I guess this much fine tuning is not possible, so that is okay. We'll also add few forestry industries, and then we will also add zoning for them. Here we will put a road through it and then adjust the zoning. So we will connect those zones with the pathway so that people can cross this area using these pathways. Now let's take a look at our budget. So as you can see, we are already losing 400k per month. So let's increase the tax. Currently is the base rate, that is 10%. Now we will extend all of them to 13%. In cities 1 it was the 12% which was idle. So we will see how it goes in cities 2. Also here we can see we are spending maximum on healthcare and garbage management. Garbage management because we have placed landfill as well as incineration plant. We also have few upgrades for landfill and the same for healthcare as well. So let's adjust the budget. For healthcare it was 50, but I will now increase it to 80 since I will be deleting this medical clinic which we have placed, because we have added almost a lot of upgrades to it, and overall it is costing me around 200k per month. So we will just go with this single medical clinic for now, and as you can see it has come down to 32,000 per month. So we will almost save more than 150k. Let's also add some pathways around it. Now as you can see, our monthly balance is now minus 267k and healthcare is now reduced to 271k. We'll also do the similar thing for this medical clinic, is also costing us around 100k. So let's delete this one and add the normal medical clinic without any upgrades. And we will add upgrades only and only when we get complaints from our citizens, and right now there are no complaints related to health, so we will keep it as it is. As now you can say it has gone down to 194k. As you can see, we are also spending a lot on water sewage, so we will adjust that later. Also, there is another way to earn money. Right now you can see in roads we are spending 116k. And if we add some parking fees for citizens, if they park on the roadside, then we can earn some money from there as well. So for that we will need to add different districts. So I will just create the districts. It is also quite easy to create districts in City Skylines 2. Of course it was easy in Cities 1 as well, but this is much cleaner, I would say. So we will create 4 different districts. The first 3 will be for residential zone and the last one will be for our industrial zone. Also, this district zoning works the similar way as our zoning for farms or forestry industry. It will also connect to the roads. since we have added districts. Now if we select the district name, you will get these options, and here you have this roadside parking fee which we can increase to 30. Also, I read on the internet that for 30 people don't complain, so we will see how it goes, but that will definitely add some income for our city. Now here we will also put taxi depot. This will help citizens to travel between the residential and industrial zone. For taxi depot also we will need to put different taxi stands around the city. So I'm randomly placing one taxi stand for each area. Yes, so we have covered all the areas in the city with our taxi stand. Now let's see if we can reduce some more cost. And for communications we are spending 86,000. This is from this radio towers. So we can see the overall range for this tower, and if we can adjust and reduce total number of these towers. So we have a lot of green. Maybe we can just delete one in the industrial area. And here also we can just delete one. So now we will just need one for the service area. And I think this tower will cover this one, so we can delete, and we can actually move our tower little bit away from this residential zone, so it covers more area and overlaps with the other tower as well. So this is good. Now we have reduced it by 5,000, which is a good thing. Now next I will just add this pathways next to all our residential buildings. Issue with these buildings is they are spawning at all the directions, and I want them to face only on these two roads. So I will delete all the old buildings, and I will also add zoning and proper North American style buildings here. This will also help reduce our population, which is right now has reached to 11,000, and since we have deleted some industry, we will also need to adjust little bit of our population. We will also delete this parking lot, and instead of this we will add this signature building, rock music mansion. This building will give us +2 well-being around the 500-meter area. So we will just place it in the center so that we have good coverage. Here you can see so many people have parked their vehicles on the roadside, so definitely that district policy for parking fee will help us increase our earnings once we resume the game. Also, I'm removing this extra crossings which appear after I connect this pathways. You can connect them without creating these crossings as well. Now let's adjust this main entrance 4-lane road to 6-lane road, and we will also make it centralized to the highway entrance. I will also upgrade all this 4-lane road to 6-lane, and we will connect all these pathways back. Now here we can add one more stone mine because the current one is quite big, so we can accommodate one more. We'll add one small road here and then place our stone mine. Also we'll adjust the zoning. It looks good. Now here again we will delete these parking lots. That will also help us reduce the overall cost for parking, which is around 5,000, or for large parking it's around 15,000. Instead of parking we will just add this pathway design. It's so simple to create a roundabout in this City Skylines too. As you can see, you can create these small roundabouts. Let's also place few trees. Now let's focus on our water management and remove some upgrades. So we are spending around 179k, and this building is spending around 175k. So we will just place the building again without the upgrades, and that will reduce our water cost. We'll also build one coal power plant in this industrial area because we have a requirement for electricity, and also it's comparatively a small building and which will fit perfectly in our industry zone. So let's place this building here. I can see electricity availability is quite low, and we have reached big town. We have now 10 additional slides and 8 development points. It's a great thing. So we'll see what we have to unlock next. But for now we will connect this coal power plant with the main connection. So we will take the underground connection and we will connect it with our existing connection from incineration plant. Okay, so we have managed to brought down our expenses to 170k. We will see if we can reduce some cost for garbage management as well. So we have few upgrades and it is costing us 77k per month, and actual cost is 70,000 without upgrades. So we will just delete this landfill and add the one without any upgrades, so that will help us reduce the cost by 7,000. Let's add the zoning back to our landfill. So I guess that is it for placement of the main buildings. Now we can let the simulation run because there will be a lot of new buildings for residential and industrial zone both. So it will need some adjustment. You can also see our population has been reduced to 5,000, almost now 6,000, which was 11,000 at some point. But now we are also increasing on our finances. You can see the number is growing slowly even if the arrow is in red, and it's now almost around 2 million. So we will just skip the part and I will let the simulation run for some time. Okay, so as you can see, all the buildings have been spawned again. There are still few empty spots, but they will spawn after we run the simulation for some more time. And also as we progress, we will have more demand for industries. But here you can see we have this forestry and stone mine. This looks pretty good. We also have this landfill and this huge incineration plant building just in the center of our industry area. And the building, as you can see, is quite detailed. You have transformers and everything. And we have this coal power plant, which is also giving a nice industrial look. And on this side we have a cargo harbor, and you can see ships are docking on our harbor and unloading their cargo. There are also different types of buildings spawned near this dock. And overall the view is looking really nice and it is giving a proper industrial vibe. Here also on dock we have some piers, and I have added few industrial buildings. On this side we have multiple farms. And again, this is a beautiful city. Now the orientation of the building looks much better. So once we have all the buildings spawned, the city will look even amazing. Now let's look at the finances. Now as you can see, we have managed to reduce our monthly balance to 100k. I have also kept the same tax rate. I have kept industrial as 15 because we have more demand. And for roads we are little bit in profit. But here for livestock and vegetables there is not much profit. But I guess that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you do, then please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. Now enjoy the next cinematics video.